First alert forecast from Live 5 News.
Thanks for sticking with us, staying up late with us here at Live 5 News. On this Wednesday evening, we continue to track Hurricane Helene. This evening, our 11 o'clock advisory from the National Hurricane Center. Not a ton of change in intensity, but it's continuing to move northward tonight around 9 miles per hour. We're still expecting a major hurricane to make landfall along the Big Bend area of Florida as we head in really to this time tomorrow night. So all eyes will be on that landfall this time tomorrow evening for your Thursday night. But you can see, even though this system, the track is off to our west, really into parts of Georgia, this bubble, this yellow bubble here, this is actually the radius of our wind that we'll feel here in the low country. So even though we're not in that cone of uncertainty, we are still close enough to the system, and the system is so large that those impacts, including damaging wind, including tornadic activity, they extend very far away from the center. So that's why we're really keeping an eye on this system as we move into the next 24 to 48 hours. Gusty wind, like I mentioned, it's a big threat as the system moves closer to the low country. You can see that wind really ramps up as we head into the late night hours tomorrow night, especially early Friday morning, 4 a.m. Friday morning, gusts in the 50s and 60s. Think about our bridges, our overpasses. You don't want to be on the roads really at that hour as that gusty wind kicks in, and it'll stick around for a few hours before things start to improve into the early afternoon. And not only will the wind improve, but really the weather will improve as well. So just getting through the soggy part, the severe part of this storm system. Thankfully for us, we're really dodging the major issues that some folks in Florida will see with this system, but we still have our own impacts. Off and on rain throughout the day tomorrow. We're pausing around midnight tomorrow night. This is when we actually have a decent chance of seeing a few spin-ups, maybe some tornadic cells through the morning hours of Friday as well. This is 4 a.m. We're on the eastern side, specifically the northeastern quadrant of the storm system. So that brings us a higher threat for some spin-ups and a few tornadoes. So we really have to keep an eye on that. Like I mentioned, good news is behind the storm by noon on Friday. That's when we're pausing here. We're looking mostly dry. But in the meantime, once again, that tornado outlook. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. You can see all of us really an increased threat of tornadic activity, especially those down to the south. About a 10% chance there, as you can see, into Beaufort with our tornado outlook. All of us under tropical storm warnings that kicked in earlier on today. So really keeping an eye on the wind. Also tornado threat tomorrow night. Time frame tomorrow evening through early Friday morning. That's what we have our first alert weather days. Just more information more often to keep you safe. Have ways to get alerts, to get warning alerts. If we have a tornado or two, you need to know, especially if you're in the area. A live look outside as of right now. You can see all is calm before the storm, we say. A temperature of 89 today, average high around 84. Record set back in 80, that was at 94 degrees. So hopefully you got some things done today. You put things indoors, maybe some plants that you had outside or some lawn furniture. You definitely want to pin it down. You still have some time overnight. That wind will kick in tomorrow. It will stick around and increase overnight into early Friday morning.